Hey everyone, it's Richard of Foodworks and More. Today we're going to make a seafood and sausage gumbo. This medley of fresh seafood and spicy andouille sausage will make you feel like you're down in New Orleans on Bourbon Street listening to a jazz band. Let's get started, shall we?
Begin by emptying a 16-ounce can of whole tomatoes into a large bowl. Using an immersion blender or your hands, break up the tomatoes to the desired consistency. If you want chunks of tomatoes, leave it that way. If you want it smoother, then blend it longer. Once you're finished, set it aside. In a large pot over medium-high heat, begin browning 1 pound of chopped andouille sausage in some olive oil. Continue cooking the sausage till the edges begin to brown. This will bring out more of the sausage flavor. Meanwhile, in another pan over medium-high heat, add some olive oil and about a tablespoon of butter. Once it's hot, add about a pound of assorted seafood and shellfish. You can use any combination of shrimp, scallops, calamari, whitefish, or crab. Here I'm using a packaged seafood blend consisting of bay shrimp, calamari, scallops, and whitefish. Squeeze the juice from 1 lemon over the seafood. After all, what's seafood without a little lemon, right? Next, add about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, depending on how spicy you like it. Allow the seafood to cook until it becomes slightly opaque, then remove it from the heat. We don't want to cook the seafood completely because it'll finish cooking in the gumbo and thus adding that nice ocean flavor. Drain the seafood and set it aside. Continue browning the sausage until you see the edges begin to brown. Remove it from the pan, place it in a bowl, and set it aside. Now we'll make our roux. Roux is not only important for its thickening ability, but it also imparts a rich, nutty flavor. Add a 1/4 cup of flour to the sausage drippings. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter such that you have equal parts of flour and fat. Cook it over medium heat, stirring constantly. This is very important because roux can burn very easily. So, if while you're making your roux and someone comes to the door, ignore it. They'll come back. If the phone rings, let the machine get it. If your wife asks you to do something, tell her to put it on a honey-do list. The main reason we cook roux is to get the flour taste out of it. The longer you cook the roux, the darker it will get and the richer the flavor will be. However, the longer it cooks, the less thickening power it will have. Since we're making a gumbo and not a gravy, we want to cook it until it gets to a nice golden brown. Once the roux is finished, add 1 medium onion diced, 3 stalks of celery diced, and 1 green bell pepper diced, just over a cup of each. Stir it into the roux so that everything is coated. Add a little more olive oil and continue to sweat the veggies. I tell you, it's really beginning to smell like New Orleans in here. Once you see that your veggies are just beginning to brown, it's time to add seasonings and the next set of veggies. Add 3 cloves of garlic chopped, a generous teaspoon of dried oregano, also a generous teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 bay leaf, 2 tablespoons of your favorite Creole seasoning, 1½ to 2 cups of chopped okra, and 1 11-ounce can of corn drained. Stir it all together. It's really starting to smell good in here. Once it's all combined, add 1 cup of chicken stock and the tomatoes we blended earlier. Then bring it to a simmer. Once it's simmering, add the sausage, including any drippings that may have accumulated in the bowl. Add the seafood mixture as well. Add a generous dash of hot sauce and stir away. If you like it spicy, add more. If your taste buds are a little more on the sensitive side, use a little less. For me, you can never make it too spicy. While stirring your gumbo, be sure to scrape the bottom of the pan. That's going to have all those flavorful little brown bits from sweating the veggies. Allow the gumbo to simmer for about 20 minutes. After about 20 minutes, give it a stir and we're ready to serve.
Alright, let's give it a shot and see how we did. To serve the gumbo, you want to serve it over white rice, or popcorn rice as they call it. You get all that Creole flavor, the spicy andouille sausage, the vegetables, the okra. This is New Orleans in a bowl. Anyhow, this is Richard of Food Works and More. If you like this video, please subscribe to it and give it a thumbs up. And for this recipe and more, you can visit my blog at foodworksandmore.com. We'll see you next time.